Hello, everybody. Welcome to BAF. Another fabulous episode, and I got my fellow friend here, Gute, as we are doing a hot take on Guillermo del Toro's Frankenstein, which me and Gute have both had the great chance of seeing on the big screen, which I believe, where did you see it at?
Yeah. Is it the Red Mark Cinema Theaters?
The Red Mark Cinema Theaters. Is that basically the same type of theater as the Psycho Cinema, or is it pretty good?
No, I'm nowhere near Psycho Cinema anymore. That's in Winchester. I'm down in South Carolina now.
Yeah.
This is a whole different thing.
Well, it's kind of shocking because I think it was like a limited release, and the theater that I saw it was at the Movico Paragon. Now it's called Hui or something. I don't know. It's a Hubi Theater or something like that. And I saw it at that theater, and when I saw that it was available, I was like, "Oh fuck yeah! I finally get to see this on the big screen. I don't have to wait and watch it on Netflix." So,
well, yeah, you called me asking about it, and I was like, "Is it near me?" Or I'm like, "Is it near you?" I'm like, "I know it's near me. Near you, I know Psycho Cinema's showing it, but for your area, I'm sure you'll find it because
it was a last minute thing. Because during the week it didn't show, and then I think middle of the week it showed Frankenstein on Saturday evening, and I went to it and I was like, hell yes, I am looking so forward to finally seeing this, and I got to see this on the big screen. So I've always loved the Frankenstein story. I'm sure you have. I mean, the old school monsters and everything else. I know it's based on the book Mary Shelley's Frankenstein. I even went ahead and watched the original Frankenstein from 1931, if I'm not mistaken, 1931, and then I believe 1934, 3 or 5 for Bride of Frankenstein. Am I right on that? Yeah, I know it was a couple years afterwards. It was the same director too. And then I also watched Kenneth Branagh's Mary Shelley's Frankenstein. And I was going to watch the Warhol Flesh of Frankenstein. It's more of like an erotic thing, but I didn't get into that. So I just watched those just to give it like a, comparison between all these movies. Did you watch any of the other ones? I think you watched the originals, didn't you?
Yeah, I watched the Universal Frankenstein, Bride of Frankenstein, and I went ahead and I listened to the audiobook for Frankenstein because I'm reading a different book right now from my Batman fans out there. They just released Batman Revolution.
Yeah.
So this takes place with Michael Keaton's Batman, and so far it's against Riddler's.
Oh, nice. That is awesome. Yeah, I'm gonna say this flat out. This experience, seeing this Frankenstein, well, first of all, it's Guillermo del Toro, and you can never go wrong. And the lineup of movies that he's done, Hellboy, let's see, Hellboy 2, we got Shape of Water, we got Nightmare Alley, Kronos, I think The Devil's Backbone, I believe was directed by him, Mimic. He's done many, many movies here. The Blade 2, which in my opinion is the best Blade movie. Oh, there you go. Why is it showing up on the screen like that? Oh, there you are. I was wondering why it was on a small thing. But he's done a lot of amazing movies. I really enjoyed Shape of Water. I think you did too, because it was almost kind of a Creature of the League kind of honor, basically. Or Creature of the
Black Lagoon.
Yeah, I almost said Blue Lagoon. I'm a fucking idiot.
I know.
But I'm sorry.
No, yeah. So yeah, I was very excited to, have him direct this movie. And I got left wondering, now Universal seeing this, and it was a Netflix deal. I don't know how the rights got configured there. Yeah. So I pray to God that Universal finally gives someone the rights, especially him, to do a remake of the Creature from Black Lagoon. because we have a lot of fans out there. We want to see a remake, and by him, so it's gonna be fantastic.
Do you think he would do it?
I think he would do it in a heartbeat.
That would be interesting. I mean, he really handles monsters good. He handles monsters and just and plus he goes very practical effects too. Barely any CGI. That's what I love. He's a very visionary director.
Yes.
So and with him, did you enjoy Shape of Water?
I did, yeah.
Yeah. And also Pacific Rim. There was another one I remember he did. Pacific Rim, which was like the giant going against the big monsters and everything else. Almost like a Ultraman type of thing. Yeah. But when I heard that he did this, because I believe last year or this year at the beginning of the year we always did like a best or the most anticipated movies, like a tasting room, and I believe this was one of my most anticipated movies. So the fact that I got to see it in the theater was unbelievable, because I remember this was a Netflix thing, but sometimes Netflix takes their chance and puts it out in the theater, limited release, to make some money, I guess, or to get it out more. I think this should have been a wide release.
I don't think so. It was a wide release because usually Netflix, their box office, whatever the crap they want to put out there. Because this movie, it came out in theaters 2 weeks before it released, which it released on November 7th.
November 7th, yeah, I believe 2 days ago.
So, I mean, good for them, because this movie was so perfect. It was such a grand scale. The sound, the atmosphere, the world building was fantastic, and just it was meant for the big screen. So I'm happy they gave it that push to get people to go see it in theaters. Because was the theaters full for you? Was it sold out?
No, it was not a full theater. It actually was not a full theater. I saw it, but I saw a late showing. Okay. And I remember walking in there early, and it was a little full when people were walking out. But I think I saw like a 9:30 showing or something like that, so it really wasn't full. I'd say it's probably maybe 10 people max, maybe 12, 13, around that.
Yeah, I had about 20 people in mind. But what blew me away is they're all people younger than us. They're probably their 20s to the 30s.
So this is more of their generation of Frankenstein compared to watching the old ones that we grew up on.
Yeah, made me happy to see that. So
yeah,
give me hope for society.
Yeah, so, this. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
No, I was gonna go to the cast. I'll share my screen real quick.
I know it's got, and I wasn't. This is the thing. It also had Christoph Waltz, which I was very happy to see. And it was funny because he played in the new Dracula movie that came out from Luc Besson as Van Helsing, and then he was I forgot. Go ahead and say the character's name.
Harlander.
Yeah, in this one.
So did he speak a different language? Because I feel like they wasted an opportunity here.
No, I didn't see a different language in this.
No, I didn't hear him speak French because he's native in German and French. He could speak that, obviously, from Inglourious Basterds.
Oh yeah, amazing.
And, so it was. I feel like it was a wasted opportunity. He didn't speak a different language. He spoke them all English.
That's interesting. I wonder why they did. Well, also Victor Frankenstein did the same thing. Like Victor, I was expecting like almost like a German accent, and I think that's something I really wanted to hear, but it didn't take it away from me. But I don't know why he went with the more the American accents. I don't think anybody really had an accent in this movie.
No, they went more the English Gothic time period. So I mean, good for them.
Yeah,
it worked.
Well, Mia Goth, I believe, had a British accent, didn't she?
Not really. It was it was like the upper class type of British accent.
Yeah, and I fucking love Mia Goth. Anything that she's in, Cure for Wellness, the Maxine, the X movie, the Pearl, yes. I mean, she's actually become a phenomenal actress. She's in a lot of horror movies now. So many more movies that I've seen. Yeah. She was actually in another movie that was directed by the son of David Cronenberg, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. But she is just. Pool? What was that?
Infinity Pool?
Yes. I actually saw that. Yeah. Infinity Pool. She was also, believe it or not, she was actually a little girl in the movie Everest. I didn't realize it when I was watching Everest the other day, the mountain climbing about the disaster that happened in the early 90s. And she was the daughter of Josh Brolin's character. And she was like probably like 14 or 13 years old. So, but she's in just about everything now. And she's becoming, and I think she's in Christopher Nolan's Odyssey, but I might be mistaken. I don't know. I remember she was going to be in another big movie. Dude, the fucking guy right there who played Frankenstein. I don't know where he came from, but amazing.
Jacob Elordi, yeah. What blew me away looking into his, just seeing him for the first time on the big screen. He's 6'5", so he's legitimately that big and tall.
Fucking great, and the makeup was beautiful. The way that all the lines and everything, it was very Guillermo del Toro. It was very him. You can tell by the way that he uses his colors in movies. It's a very like crisp, a lot of greens and everything. Like fucking Victor's Victor's laboratory looked beautiful in the tower. Fucking love that.
Did you, for Mia Goth, did you catch that it was Victor's mom in the beginning of the movie? That was her.
Really?
Yeah. Did you catch that?
No.
Yeah, that was her. She had so much prosthetics and makeup on that it was her. Like just like the I guess homage to triple X.
Yeah.
Yeah. So she was obviously playing Pearl, the old lady. You didn't know till afterwards, but yeah, it blew me away. I love how she takes like multi-dimensional roles and
that's
she can
crazy. I didn't even fucking know that. I didn't notice that at all. That's crazy, man. She's amazing. It was cool that she was in this. So, but what would you say is the best trait in this movie? Like basically the like most visionary scene that you've seen in this movie, like the most beautiful, like look at it and you just want to take it and turn it into a picture and put it on your wall.
So I'd go to shipwreck, having that shipwreck. If I could have a painting, it'd be like that, setting the scene, the world around it, and like you see Frankenstein and Victor right there off to the side. They can't tell what it is.
Yeah.
I'd go with
and
that.
I love the fact that the captain and the sailors all spoke in a different language. What language was that?
I think it was I don't know. I'll double check.
I'm curious about that. Mine would actually be when he's up on the top of the tower, putting that like piece of silver, I believe, on the top, and when he's climbing, because he's so dedicated on getting all the fucking electricity to come down to get to his monster, his creation. I thought that was a beautiful scene. Just the whole tower itself, the laboratory, is just fucking eye candy to me. I fucking loved it. I love that huge window. Kind of reminded me of The Crow a little bit with that circular window at the end. You know what I'm talking about? Where it had like the opening in it.
Yeah, I think of Wednesday, unfortunately, now. I think most our audience or new kids would say, oh, that's like Wednesday.
I've never seen Wednesday. I never
thank
watched
God.
it. I've never watched it. I watched like maybe 30 minutes of the first episode and I was like, okay, not really into it. I wasn't a fan of who they cast for Raul. I miss Raul Julia more for Gomez. The actor they picked for Gomez was, I don't know. I guess they were trying to make it look more like the old cartoon and everything, or the comics, but I just didn't care for it. Is it not that good of a show?
It's good. My daughter, she's 11 years old. She loved it, and yeah, my son didn't care for it. So Anna, my youngest child, and my wife, they enjoyed it. Like the second season, they went more to like the Addams Family type of dynamic.
Yeah.
So it worked.
Yeah, and I think the guy that they picked for Uncle Fester is the excuse me guy, the Scusy that was in Euro Trip, I believe, or something like that.
Yeah.
And I know I've seen him in other movies, but I always remember him from that as the guy on the fucking train. But I don't know. I don't know. I didn't really get into it all as much. It just didn't. It didn't reach out to me, so I never really watched it. Should I watch it? Is it worth watching?
No, you don't have to.
Okay, so
You didn't miss anything.
just stick with the original Addams Family movies.
Yes, that's right. So back to the movie. Did it throw you off that Victor never said it's alive?
Yeah. I mean, and also there wasn't that line "We belong dead." I didn't remember seeing that also. But it didn't take away from me. Like I said, this is Guillermo del Toro's version, so he can take some changes to the story. All the movies have different things. I don't know if is that in the book?
No, it's not. He does not say that in the book.
Okay, then I guess in a way that's good then.
So yeah, let's go back to Frankenstein. It's alive. Carrying through all the different movies because that's where it first started, 1931 Frankenstein. But my favorite delivery of is Gene Wilder and Young Frankenstein, him doing his bit, and just I love that part so much.
I said to myself, I think I even said it on the Young Frankenstein show that we did back a year, 2 years ago. I think that's one of the best renditions of the Frankenstein monster, even though it's in more of a comedic way. But Gene Wilder had so much insanity in that role, and his eyes just getting so. That's my favorite scene in the movie. Actually, it's like when he's just yelling and screaming out, "It's alive!" and he's just got that insanity that he just looks fucking crazy as hell. beautiful. I do like the original though. I do like the original. The original 1931 It's Alive is also good, but it's also iconic, the sound. You know, it's a sound bite that you've heard many times before that's been used. Shit, it's even used in fucking Weird Science. You know, it's alive, it's alive, you know, everything else. But the fact that he didn't put it in it didn't take away from it because this was his version of the movie. There was things in this movie that I didn't notice that was not in the other movies. Like there wasn't the incestual relationship between Victor and his sister. That wasn't even put in the movie at all.
Yeah.
You know? I mean, but there's been a lot of changes. Like I'm going to bring this up. I know it's a different movie, but the Dracula movie, the movie that I watched from Luke Besson, I'm just going to say how they changed the thing where there was no brides of Dracula. There were gargoyles.
Huh.
There were gargoyles. Yeah. And no, but they were, and it was actually, I actually liked it. I didn't mind it. It was something different. So the fact that they changed it for this movie and he put it in his own way, it doesn't bother me. I mean, do you think it would have been better if it was in there?
So in my research and listening to the book again,
yeah,
this is the most accurate, like, novel to on-screen setting for this story for Frankenstein. It blew me away. Like, it's so almost accurate. There's a few characters that are made up, but the themes are almost similar. But Guillermo del Toro does a masterful job of like spinning on itself to give you the more emotion toward the monster and more emotion toward Victor. To see, you brought up earlier the color scheme. You said green, but I mostly saw red and like that gothic style to set you in that atmosphere and that world building. So yeah, they use that a lot.
No, I agree with you on that. The reason why I see the greens is basically inside the laboratory and stuff like that. But the like the reds, no, you do have a point on that, especially with that fucking dream that he had. The dream of what was it, like a mother or what was it exactly? That demon, like
Angel of Death.
The Angel of Death, yes, and that was a very beautiful red, which was actually red was another color used on one of his movies, Crimson Peak.
Yeah.
There was a lot of red in Crimson Peak. I mean, that movie was covered in red, which makes you wonder if each one of his movies has a certain color that he sticks with. So, because Shape of Water was a lot of green. There was a lot of green in Shape of Water. But you believe that this one had a little bit of red. I saw a little bit of green and red, but also the color of the monster. And like I said, a lot of people always think that Frankenstein is the monster. That is not who Frankenstein is. Frankenstein is the creator.
Yeah.
The monster is the monster. That's what he's normally called, the monster or the creation or something like that. I loved his colors because he had almost like a purplish, whitish color, like differences around his body, and he had all these lines from the scars, and they were very clean. And it was almost like he was like a work of art. He did not look like a dead corpse with, you know, all over the place. He actually looked like art. He looked beautiful, actually. It was a very, really cool looking Frankenstein. Different from all the other versions that I've seen. Even you remember the Stephen Sommers movie Van Helsing?
Yeah,
where you had the Frankenstein, where you had like the fucking dome on his head, clear dome. You can see his brain and everything. Then you got the flat top one from the original 1931, and then the Kenneth Branagh version, which is the Robert De Niro playing Frankenstein, which in my opinion is still he does a decent job. I believe is more accurate to the book too, with all the stitches and being bald and everything else. So I could see the Mary Shelley's Frankenstein Kenneth Branagh version and this version almost similar, but this one more cleaner and that one more grittier. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So yeah, what throws me away is that, would you not agree that the new Frankenstein, Jacob Ellerby, he looks like Peter Boyle from Young Frankenstein?
A skinny version of him.
Yeah.
Yeah, a skinny version of him. I can see that. Peter Boyle is a great Frankenstein, though. He was just so fucking fun. I love that movie. That movie's still so classic to me. It's one of the best comedies out there. It's my favorite Mel Brooks movie, but that's a good comparison right there. He was a very, but this is what I think. He's going to be more of a heartthrob to a lot of women, because this movie was sort of a romanticized Frankenstein, if you understand what I'm saying, because he wasn't grotesque. He was actually very beautiful to look at. And I have a feeling that women will find him attractive the way he looks, especially with the long hair and everything else and looking all clean like. I mean, what do you think?
I guess.
I mean, I'm sorry. It's just he's a very good looking Frankenstein compared to all the other Frankensteins who are all like, you know, look like corpse sewed together, basically. He did not look like that at all.
Well, yeah, I was trying to figure out the color scheme for him because you described it well. It reminded me of like the Incredible Hulk when he was originally written in the comics. He was more of that color.
Yeah.
But I figured it was more because the cadavers they pulled together, and like the one factor where he could heal from almost anything I found that fascinating. a different like perspective from the movie because Victor's a doctor trying to save people from death
Yes.
or trying to save it, recreate saving his mother and all that fun stuff. But
the other thing I have to say about, actually, it's a question for you because you listened to the book. Was he basically immortal? Like, was he basically unkillable in the book?
Yes.
Okay, because I don't think the other Frankensteins dabbled in that compared to this one, because he was basically almost like fucking Wolverine when you think about it.
The Van Helsing one did. It kind of covered that he was immortal.
Did he really? Okay, well, immortal by living forever, but also getting damaged and like his skin like fixing itself like within like a day. Yeah, it was like a fucking Frankenstein Wolverine. That's what it felt like, because he healed up. He fucking stood in a fucking dynamite, blew himself up, and he was still good. He got shot up multiple times, and you see his wounds like just close up and look exactly what it did before. There was no scarring or anything like that. That's what I'm wondering. Was that in the book?
Yeah.
That's weird. I don't know why I didn't notice that. I don't understand why they didn't stick with that with the movies, because I don't know. I guess they didn't really touch on it. And like Kenneth Branagh's version, I don't remember them touching on that.
No.
And in the 31 version, I don't think is accurate to the book whatsoever. It is not, right?
No.
Because really, Frankenstein and Bride of Frankenstein is basically one whole movie. That's how I see it as. Because it's, when you look at Mary Shelley's Frankenstein, all the stories that are in those two movies are in that one movie, and also in this one, but things are still changed around a little bit. And plus they're only like 70 minutes long each. So that's 70, that's 140 minutes. So 2 hours and 20 minutes right there. So that's a movie nowadays. They could basically make like a whole bloody affair Quentin Tarantino version of Frankenstein with those two movies just to make one whole movie. Technically. With some added scenes and, maybe some color. I don't know. I'm just kidding. But I mean, you know what I mean.
I know. I do.
Which I'm sure you're excited about, by the way. I figured you'd go to the theater to go see it. The whole bloody affair.
Oh yeah, part 1. Yeah, part 1, 2, 2.
Yeah, apparently there's gonna be a new anime sequence, and everything's gonna be not in black and white. It's gonna be in color for the House of the Blue Leaves and everything. So I'm sure I knew that you were to go see that in the theater, because I think that's releasing in December.
Yeah, I'm pretty much at the theaters every week.
You lucky fuck, man. I wish I could do that. I'd love to be at the theater every week. I miss you here, man. I wish we can go back to Psycho Cinema again. Those were the good days when I can go over there and enjoy a movie with you.
Yeah, I'm in the works right now to try to start up something. I've been going so much there. One of the because I avoid paying like service fees. I go there and actually get a ticket. I don't get charged for it.
Oh,
I pay in person, so I avoid all that mess. And the person was so blown away, like how many points I've already built up. And he said something, wow, how much money do you spend here? I'm like, can I talk to your general manager? I want to start my own movie show here. So he was like, what?
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, I remember you telling me about that when you were going to be doing something like that. But I'm very interested in joining some type of crew here. I was thinking about looking at the Woodbridge one, Psycho Cinema, because I would love to be a part of something to go see classic movies in theaters. But apparently the theaters that are here locally, they show a preview of movies that are coming out to watch. So they're doing it here too. But I don't think they have like a, fantastic group that you do, where they do like a whole picture in front of the theater screen and, do some trivia and stuff like that. But they're just having dates where classic movies are playing in the theater. I think I saw Wrath of Khan. I saw Ghostbusters. I think even Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone. I mean, they're just older movies that came out in the past.
That's a big one this month.
Yeah, no, I believe that's playing at the theater. I believe that showed up on there on the screen too. I would love to see that on the big screen. So, I mean, I'm still waiting to see Aliens. That's still my number one. That's the one I'm waiting to see in the big screen again, is Aliens. But not again, for the first time. So,
yeah.
But back to the movie. Sorry, we always derail this, and that's the fun of BAF.
I was trying to get us back on the rails. So yeah, I don't know. Like what? I don't know. How did you feel Oscar Isaac did as Victor Frankenstein? Because I wondered to myself, like, if I were to switch the roles with this guy, if a different character, I think it would work. I didn't see the big deal with him.
You didn't like Oscar Isaac all that much?
I didn't care for it. I thought it was okay. It was like a Brad Pitt and like Benjamin Button movie.
That's funny. That's a decent movie. That's a good David Fincher movie. It's one of his, I think, least well-known movies, but it was okay. Oscar Isaac is all over the place now. He's almost like a Pedro Pascal. He's just about everything. I was excited to see how they were going to work with him in this, and seeing him do the role. I thought he did a great job, but I can see a different actor playing off the role. But I didn't mind him. He wasn't bad. He didn't take away from the movie. His acting was on par. I mean, I enjoy him in a lot of. I enjoyed him in Dune. I enjoy him in, of course, Star Wars. Although those Star Wars movies sucks, but he was a fine character. He was a decent character in those movies. I liked him in Inside Llewyn Davis, which is a Coen Brothers movie, a really good movie. But he didn't take away from it. He wasn't bad. If I were to give him like a 1 out of 10 score in this movie, I'd probably give him like a 7.
Gotcha.
You know, he's not. He wasn't bad. So what would you do? Who would you use?
So I'd probably give him a 6 out of 10 because I feel like he didn't it looked off with him, Mia Goth, and his brother. Like something didn't feel right. Like he looked out of place. It didn't something didn't feel right there. So plus the age difference, you could definitely tell that. And like it was just a weird thing. Like I would have loved to see Mason Thames in there. Like he's hot right now. Like that dude can freaking act. So he's got a big future ahead of him.
Who?
Mason Thames.
You have to show me too. You're going to have to share the screen for that one because I have no idea who that is. Probably if I see a picture of him, I probably know who he is. But
he's actually pulled off something Jim Carrey did in 1994, where he's been in 3 #1 movies this year. Black Phone 2, How to Train Your Dragon, and
the young kid.
Yeah, Regretting You. I think. Hang on, I got him.
Isn't he a little too young though? Well, no, Black Phone 2. Isn't he older? I haven't seen Black Phone 2 yet.
Amazing movie. If you are a fan of horror movies, Nightmare on Elm Street, go see that.
I was going to. That was actually the movie I was going to see that Saturday. But then when I found out Frankenstein was playing in the theater, I changed my mind and saw Frankenstein because that's actually what I was going to see. Because I actually watched Black Phone again. I've seen it before when it came out, and I thought it was okay. And watching it a second time, I actually enjoyed it more. So I was actually looking forward to seeing the sequel. And when you say Nightmare on Elm Street, I have a feeling that's like almost like a Dream Master or something like that.
Almost, yeah. So he's 18 years old. I think he could have pulled it off.
Maybe. I have to see him in other movies to see. I mean, Black Phone's really the only one I've seen him in. I haven't seen Train Dragon, and what was the other one you said he was in?
It's a recent one called Regretting You.
Yeah,
rom-com, I think.
Either. Yeah, so I wouldn't know. I mean, how old was Victor Frankenstein in the book? Did it ever say his age?
No. Middle age. Because you get the feeling, the impression he's middle age.
I figured he'd be like late 20s, early 30s or something like that. That's what I figured. And Oscar Isaac, I think, is in his 40s, mid 40s, I believe, as an actor wise. That's what I believe. I can, from the looks of him, I think he's in his mid 40s, close to 50, because I see him with gray hair and everything else.
46.
Oh, so I was close. Yep, no, 46, mid 40s. Yeah, so I was right. I don't know. I can't figure out who else I would like to see as Frankenstein. I respect your opinion. I wouldn't know because I need to see more movies of him. If I were to see somebody else do that role,
how about Dexter, Michael Hall?
I could see that. I could definitely see that. Michael Hall is a good actor. He's been in a lot of great shows. Dexter, he was great as David in 6 Feet Under. Gamer, yeah. But would that be my pick? For your suggestion, yes. But I'm trying to think of somebody else who I think. And I don't know. I really don't know. I really think Oscar Isaac did well. I think Ron Perlman, he's too fucking old. And I don't want to pick like one of the known actors like Brad Pitt or fucking George Clooney or something. I can't imagine George Clooney ever doing this fucking role. That would be weird.
No.
I don't know. I'd have to think about that. I really like I don't know how to say his name. Timothée Chalamet or something like that. I really like him. I think he would do a good job. He's really an up-and-coming actor. He's in a lot of things. And I believe we even talked about him being Caligula, too, at one point at the Caligula episode.
Last episode.
But, yeah, so, I mean, I'd have to go down a list of actors to figure that out. But, like I said, I didn't mind Oscar Isaac. I did not mind him. If anything, who stole the show in this movie is the actor who played the monster. He stole the show. That's the way that he said Victor. And he kept saying Victor throughout the whole thing. I loved it. I loved how he looked like a fucking child and acted like a child, like learning all these things, everything else, all his movements. And just that physical physical acting that he did, it just works so well. He did such a great job. He, in my opinion, was the best acting. Christoph Waltz was good too. I mean, he had a short role, but the way he died, seeing him flatten basically when he like landed on that fucking grate at the bottom, that was crazy though. Basically smashing his head open, and then he did lift the head, you just see the brain fall out. But and that was another thing about this movie. It was extremely violent. Like this was violent. A lot of animal killing too. A lot of animal killing. Ripped the fucking skin off the fucking wolf's face.
Yeah.
When he was battling the wolves and everything with the old man. Which I believe that's in the book too, right? With him talking to the old man and learning and everything.
Man. Yeah.
Yeah. So what are differences from the book in this movie are like, what are the differences there are?
Pretty much like the whole like themes of like, like how Frankenstein is more kind of like being exiled, where he's like kind of like away from Victor.
Yeah.
Like there's more of like a more closer connection. Like he's always following him to torture him and like to make him remember. It's like the color red we keep talking about, how there's like all the things that Victor's gone through, like losing his mom and like the death, the angel of death, and just all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
The emotional intelligence, like the intelligence was there in the book, but this one like combined it in a whole new like an emotional section where it made you feel more for the character. You could see him and you can sympathize more with the monster itself.
Yeah.
Yeah, the boat and the telling of the stories, from Victor's side and the monster's side, like that was so refreshing to see on the big screen.
Yes.
Just them telling their sides of how they got there. And it was this fantastic storytelling.
Yeah, it actually reminded me of a different movie. In a way, all right, you seen The Last Duel?
I've not.
You've never seen The Last Duel? Such a recommendation. Watch The Last Duel. That was actually one of Ridley Scott's best movies to release in the last like 7 or 8 years.
Too much rape in there?
What?
Is it too much rape in that movie? Is it that one, Matt Damon?
There is rape in the movie, but in almost like 3 scenes of it, because basically the movie split into 3 parts. It's a version from all 3 characters of how the story happened. Okay. And then it goes to the end and you really truly try to figure out what really happened, and then it has the duel. I don't want to ruin it for you. I definitely recommend it. If you have time, watch The Last Duel. It was very well done. Adam Driver, Matt Damon, even Ben Affleck was very good in that movie. It was very, and the female character in the movie, she was stunning and she did a great job. But definitely recommended. But the reason why I was saying is because it had different stories from each character, but it was more of like a conspiracy of which story was right. So I can't really compare it to this one, but I really do like the fact, like you said, and how it did the multiple stories from both characters from their side. That was really cool, because I think it was Victor's first, and then it was the monsters at the end when he was inside the boat with the captain and him explaining his story. And it was beautiful. This movie was beautiful. The music was beautiful too. The score from Alexander Desplat is so good. So I actually already got the score. So I really enjoyed it.
So yeah, with it being, I mean, look at how much money it made so far, box office wise.
I'm curious. I mean, I don't think it's going to make that much, because it said it was a limited release, but you said it was a wide?
I think so.
Because I read that it was only a limited release. That's why I had a hard time trying to find tickets to it until I found out that at the last minute Hookie Theater. That's what it's called, Hookie, which is a weird fucking name for a theater, but it's called Hookie. And then they played it there. So I'm curious what the budget is, because then it's a Netflix. It's going to go more on views, like viewership.
313,000 worldwide.
That's not that much. Yeah, that's a limited release. That's definitely a limited release. I don't understand. The thing is the trailer, I think a lot of people know that this was going to be released on Netflix, because even the trailer said that. I think the trailer did say limited release in the theaters, but releasing on Netflix on November 7th. Yeah. And people are like, oh, it's going to be in Netflix. Why do I have to pay for a fucking movie ticket when I can just see it at home in the comfort of my own home? But I'm sorry, this movie, in my opinion, needs to be seen on the big screen. That's how I feel. I'm glad I saw this on the big screen. If I saw this at home, because that's what my original plan was going to be till I was able to see it, it would have been a completely different experience. Would you say that the experience of seeing this on the big screen is better? Because I think they even have it in the IMAX theaters, I believe.
Huh? Wow, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
But yeah, definitely agree. Like I said this earlier, it's definitely worth seeing just for the world building, the sound. Like it's just immersive. Like you're You feel like you're in the movie. It's fantastic.
Yeah.
So the budget was 120 million. So I
Yeah.
wonder how much Netflix paid them for that.
I don't know, but only 120 million. I would have figured this a whole lot bigger than 120 million. What is the highest budget Guillermo del Toro movie ever? I wonder if that's the biggest one. Because unless Pacific Rim, I think Pacific Rim had a higher budget, I believe. Because that was very big wide release, and with the giant robots and against monsters, what are the monsters called in that?
The kaiju?
The kaiju and everything else. I'm curious, what is Guillermo del Toro's biggest budget movie?
Yeah, Pacific Rim.
That's what I figured. Yeah, that one was more like hardcore, basically more
Godzilla.
Yeah. So
190 million for that movie.
Yeah, almost 200 million. That's crazy. And I think Nightmare Alley would have been a very small, but Nightmare Alley is pretty good too. Have you seen Nightmare Alley?
Mm-hmm. The remake and the original.
I didn't know it was a remake.
Yeah.
I had no idea. Oh, wow. From what year was the original?
I think it was the 50s or 60s. 1 second.
Really? I didn't know that. I'm glad you told me that. I might have to go check that out then. Which one's better?
The remake's much better. 1947.
1940. All right, so you're close to it. 50s, 47. But you got Shape of Water. You got Hellboy 2, The Golden Army, which people are still to this day wanting Guillermo to make a Hellboy 3, but the first two movies didn't really do that big box office. So and Ron Perlman is getting way too old because the last two Hellboy installments apparently were big flops. The one with David Harbour, and then there was one on Netflix. I think me and you talked about it like a long time ago or something like that. But I definitely got to ask you this. Watching this movie, is this your favorite? Oh, Pan's Labyrinth. That's another one. Pan's Labyrinth. That's another classic one from him. Is this your favorite Guillermo del Toro movie, or is this not your favorite?
Well, that's a tough question. No, it's not my favorite Guillermo del Toro movie. Wow.
Yeah, I know it's hard.
Rim was so upbeat. I mean, I love that. I mean, Pan's Labyrinth, The Shape of Water. I mean, I love those like emotional stories just to tie him to that because
But I felt like this was an emotional story.
I've said constantly that he should be directing a creature from the Black Lagoon. So
yeah, you got to pick that one. See, because believe it or not, this is my new favorite Guillermo del Toro movie.
Okay,
I really enjoyed this movie. Like, really enjoyed it. And to me, it's a bonus for me because I got to watch Nosferatu last year. Got to watch Dracula, which I actually recommend whenever you have a chance to see the new Dracula, and then watch this. I'm like, they're knocking it out of the park. For the last 2 years, they've been knocking it out of the park. And I'm looking forward to seeing Robert Eggers' Werewolf next Christmas, which I know me and you are going to do an episode on because we did Nosferatu, and I believe that's releasing on Christmas Day of 2026. So this is my new favorite, Guillermo del Toro. And I will definitely tell you when I get to the pint reviews on this because I fucking loved this movie. This was a beautiful movie. I had tears at the end. Like, I seriously had tears. I never thought I would have tears in a Frankenstein movie because the Frankenstein. What are you laughing at? I'm sorry. I'm a sensitive guy. I see that shit. It was a beautiful movie. When you think about it, the monster is a tragic character. You think about it, he's a very tragic character. You don't agree with that?
I do, but I didn't cry.
I feel like a pansy now. Thank you, man. Appreciate it. Yeah, I'm a fucking asshole.
I left thinking, I'm like, I was more angry thinking, man, I wish The Mummy didn't flop with Tom Cruise. I wish they had like a dark universe and like they could take it this way. So then I was left wondering, I wonder if they could take the elements of this and like have him as the overseer, I guess, like the Kevin Feige over this. Would it work? Because you have Nosferatu, you have this. I mean, I feel like all the elements are there. Why not?
Yeah.
The public wants to see it.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. The thing is, when that dark, I remember the fucking the crawl or the title of the Universal, and the planet was all dark and everything. It was like a whole dark universe. And I was like, man, this is gonna be good because I remember, I think Johnny Depp was supposed to play the Invisible Man. I remember, what's his name from the Coen brothers movie, No Country for Old Men, was supposed to play Frankenstein actually.
Javier Bardem?
Yes, he was gonna play Frankenstein. Yeah, they had a whole picture of all the people, even Tom Cruise for The Mummy.
Yeah.
They had a picture of all the actors that were to play the roles, But since it flopped so bad, which in my opinion, it's a fun movie. It's not a great movie, but it was fun. I didn't have an issue with it. It was fun, but it flopped so bad that it completely ruined that dark universe. So I don't know, maybe because when I'm hearing, because I heard the new news that Brendan Fraser, Rachel Weisz, and the other dude are coming back for The Mummy for a sequel. They're actually ditching the third movie and making a new sequel to The Mummy and The Mummy Returns. And I think, and it's directed by the guys who did the Scream movies or something like that, Scream 5 and Scream 6. That's what I heard it was. So I'm excited, and I'm sure everybody else is excited to see Brendan Fraser back in the role because his acting chops have really gone up lately. I mean, The Whale was an amazing movie. I don't know if you've seen that one, but he did an amazing job in The Whale. But he's coming back to the corny character of Rick Grimes, I think. I'm trying to remember the character's name. Who's Rick Grimes? What? Rick Colonel? Rick Connell? Rick Connell. Who's Rick Grimes? Where did I get Rick Grimes from? Is that from something else? I have no idea. I don't know where I got that from. I thought it was Rick Grimes. But I really think it's cool that that's coming back, that they're bringing the Mummy. But it's something that
Walking Dead.
Rick Grimes, Walking Dead. Oh, shit. I don't know how I got that mixed up. I'm sorry. I guess it was because of the Rick, and I just thought of a different last name. So, you know me. Words are hard. I always fuck up on shit like that. But, no, I think that would be really cool if they could basically make this new dark universe with all these movies. I really tell you need to watch the Luke Besson version of Dracula. Yeah, you know what? I don't know if you'll like it or not, because it's a more romanticized version of it. It's not more of the horror Dracula. It's more of a romantic version of Dracula. And it's a little bit, I don't know, you have to see it for yourself. The guy who played Dracula did a really amazing job. So it kind of brought me back after watching that and then watching Frankenstein and seeing this actor playing the monster. It was like, wow, they've actually been really doing well with these. What's next? The Invisible Man again? So.
That remake. Oh, that was bad. I saw that in theaters.
That was a Blumhouse. I think that was from the same makers. It was from Blumhouse. It was from the same makers of, I think it's same director of The Wolfman. Fucking god-awful movie. Stupid movie. Sorry, Lenny. That movie sucked. You guys have to check that out, too, because that will be coming out at the end of this month. You'll see our nice little review of Wolfman with our former former founder of the show, Lenny. And he acclaimed how it was an amazing movie, and it didn't change my fucking mind because I thought it was horrible. I gave it like...
I'll never forget leaving that movie, calling you, like, don't waste your time. Don't go see it in theaters. Don't do it.
And I listened to you. I listened to you. I did not watch it. I was like, all right, I'm going to listen to Gute. And then Lenny goes in and hey, we're going to watch Wolfman. I'm like, oh, fuck. And I watched it, and we did our review. It's a good review. We did a great job on it. It was a great episode with me and Lenny, but definitely didn't change my opinion about it. You'll just have to watch the episode for yourself and see our review of it. But I handed off to Gute on that he was completely right about that movie. Don't see it. It's not recommended. Not recommended at all.
Go watch the
spoiler alert.
The Wolf Man from I just blanked on his name.
Joe Johnson. Benicio del Toro. Yeah, Joe Johnson was the one who directed it. Benicio del Toro. It's got what's her name? Girl on the Train. Yeah, she was in Sicario.
Emily Blunt.
Yes, thank you. Emily Blunt and Anthony Hopkins. Great. Yes. In my opinion, it's not like an amazing movie, but it's not a bad movie. It's actually a really good rendition of Wolfman, and Rick Baker's practical effects and everything are great. I love that we're just jumping in all over in different monster movies. That's just fun about this episode. Yes. We got somebody.
Ooh, I see it.
The Graveyard Club. What's up, buddy? I remember that. That's a good podcast right there. You should check them out. The Graveyard Club. They were on the Deluxe Edition Network in the past. They are a great show that covers a lot of great movies and horror. So, but yeah, definitely. I love how we're just covering all different monster movies. But yeah, what else do we have to talk about this movie other than I'm curious now because your Pint reviews I'm really curious about because you have little issues with Oscar Isaac, but is there anything else that you kind of had a negative side towards this movie?
Not really. There was a few things CGI wise. Like there's one part where there's I think after the monster gets shot like 3 times or 4 times and he gets back up and like his like body's like healing. You see his hands as CGI. They're like 4 times the size it was before.
Yeah.
it really blurs out at you. I'm like, oh man, come on, I saw that.
Sometimes they mess up on the CGI. CGI always isn't words. Did it take away from the movie, or was it really just like, saying, just a little tad bit that I had to complain about. So
No, it's just one of the things that stood out to me.
yeah.
Question for you: what piece of memorabilia would you take from this movie?
Ooh, that's a good question. And give me a second, because I should be able to think about this quick, because there's multiple ones. Because usually I have a hard time, because you always never put me on the spot. I should have fucking waited for that. I will say the tower. I really, really like the tower. It's a fucking huge memorabilia. I mean, I'm gonna have to put it in my fucking backyard. Well, actually, more in my backyard, more in my cul-de-sac. But I fucking love the tower that the laboratory's in. That it's just fucking huge. But if I had to do like something small, I would take one of those little silver things that he has to connect the electricity, the silver tubes and everything. I thought that was really cool, especially when he's taking it and put it on the top of the tower and everything. So probably that. How about you?
I don't know. I would probably take Mia Goth's dress. Whatever the last dress she's in, it was a beautiful dress.
She had a weird hairdo, though. She had a very weird hairdo.
That's
It
why
was
I
like,
asked you. I asked Ed to watch the Bird of Frankenstein because you get that comparison where he wants a companion. I'm like, are they trying to force feed it down your throat with this and her?
yeah, that's true. But that's the thing. Would you say she was the bride of Frankenstein? Oh, she was. I mean, because they never brought her back to life. She kind of jumped in front of the monster, so the monster wouldn't get killed, and got killed herself. Is that in the book?
No.
Okay, that's I figured that wasn't, because that was something new, because they didn't have that incestuous relationship and everything else. So I was a little confused about that. So
How stupid, right?
yeah,
Why jump in front of the bullet if he could heal from it? But I know she didn't know.
she
But
didn't know.
still,
Yeah, I don't think she knew. And she when she was down in the I guess the dungeon, I don't know what you would call that, sewer system underneath the tower, and she met not Frankenstein, the monster. When she met the monster and everything, she was like basically noticing how nice he was, and how he was just like it was like a child, taking his hands and moving around. Beautiful scene, beautiful scene. And she had she cared for this monster, basically. She cared for him. So I thought that was really interesting, in how they changed that in the fucking because I didn't think that was in the book. That's why I'm trying to ask, if you look at the movie, Kenneth Branagh's version, Frankenstein, this new one, and the two movies turned into one, which one is more accurate to the book?
oh, this recent adaptation.
So this is more recent. So even with the little changes, it's still more accurate than the book, or accurate to the
yes.
book. Okay, I get.
Accurate to the book. Yes.
Yeah, because I know Kenneth Branagh's version has always been praised for being very accurate to the book, also in a lot of ways. Even the Frankenstein monsters looking what he looked like and everything else. So that's why I was curious. So, any other questions?
I'm thinking it right now. What about some of my fun other questions I usually ask?
How about I'll just ask a simple question. What was your favorite scene? Because we covered our favorite like scene that you would like grab as a picture, but what is like your favorite scene altogether?
I don't know why I'm so fascinated with the boat coming in and like their story and like this it freezing, and then like him just being able to push that sucker and like to one side they have all the ice break. That was fantastic to me.
Mine was technically would be the scene when Frankenstein was trying to defend the old man, the blind man, and all those wolves and everything. The graphic, just him battling these wolves, and then getting shot up by the two guys that come into the cabin where they see the blind man. I believe because the blind man died. I believe he got
Yes.
hurt. He got his throats cut from the wolves and everything. But that scene was just crazy. Just seeing how powerful he was, and just ripping the hair off basically the skin off the wolf, and just like kicking him and throwing him and everything else. I thought that was a beautiful scene. That would be probably one of my favorite scenes. But there was a lot. There's a lot of great scenes. The whole part when the monster is being created, and the lights and all the electricity going through, that's always great. But I also love Kenneth Branagh's version too. I think that one's a really cool scene with the eels, the electric eels coming in, because each version has something different. When it comes to, well, actually, the original Frankenstein takes lightning from the air. This one also does the same thing. So actually, Kenneth Branagh version is the eels. I don't know what it was in the book. Which one's more true to the book on that? Is it electricity from thunder and lightning, or was it eels?
Huh. Let's receive from the sky.
It's from the sky.
Yeah.
Okay, so I guess the eels with Kenneth Bras is an interesting version. Okay, because yeah, that one didn't even have a tower either. That one was more of like a attic of some place in the city, in the town or something like that. So, any other questions? Or are you ready to go to pint reviews?
Yeah, let's go to pint reviews.
All right, why don't you go first?
Let me go first.
Yes, because I'm intrigued. I'm really curious to hear what your pint reviews on this are.
So my first impression is like this was a fantastic remake. It wasn't a remake; it was a resurrection. Just bringing back this monster. Because I mean, think about it, Mary Shelley was 18 years old when she wrote this book.
Yeah.
It was a ghost writing competition, and it's been around for over 200 years. And to finally, for our generation, get something like this movie quality, the sound, just the world building, and just the visual effect, having that gothic look. Because it's 2 years in a row. We have Nosferatu and Christmas, and
Yeah.
like watching this now, it's just fantastic. Like how they're able to use camera and like just the cinema, just the beautiful picture and storytelling that blows me away. It's about love, loss, and the kind of grief that it's real life.
Yeah.
I mean, these people go through it and they approach it different ways. Like you can see the madness of somebody taking, obviously losing their mother, obviously hating their father. We all have usually a love-hate relationship with their dads. Um, 4.5 critical or enjoyment there, big guy?
No, I think he's doing 4.5 for enjoyment and 5 for criticals. Usually that's how it usually goes, if I'm not mistaken. If are we right, Graveyard? Because I assume that's what you think is 4, or is it just 4.5 out of 5 for enjoyment altogether? I guess we'll wait till he responds. So, critical and enjoyment. Yes,
No,
critical
big.
enjoyment. We have critical is 5. It's like 1 through 5 for critical and 1 through 5 for enjoyment. So if you want to give that type of review, you're more than welcome to. Go ahead. Sorry.
I thought, yeah, just the performances all around. I thought they were good, and it was just, I was just looking for something else from Oscar Isaac. I see him. I think of the Marvel show Moon Knight, and how he played different characters. So you'll see him play that, and like the Frankenstein monster was fantastic. Like he definitely elevated the movie. I feel like he shaped the whole movie, the storytelling, the visuals. Mia Goth was there supporting. Like she had her performances to show the more sympathetic, caring side, while Victor was like cruel as he's gotten older and like non-compassionate, and he thought he could just do all this to playing God, and like his vision, like being the angel of death. I feel like the look and feel was fantastic. I mean, so enjoyment wise, I give it a 3.5 because
Wow.
I was shocked because when I first saw this and Guillermo del Toro directing this movie, but it was by Netflix. I'm like, I feel like I was Sandra Bullock with Birdwatch with a big blindfold, and I'm like, I'm not gonna watch any more trailers with this.
Yes.
So I watched the first one. I was like, I'm watching it regardless. So like talking on the phone with you'd be like, did you see the recent trailer? I'm like, no, I'm not watching it. And just I don't know, like it blew me away. I'm happy I saw it in theaters.
Mhm.
So yeah, so critical, I'd give it a 4 because I don't know, if I compare this to Nosferatu, I think I give it a 5. And so like that one was more visually striking. That's the story. I feel like I was sucked in. I didn't know what's gonna happen. This one I kind of had an unfair advantage. I knew what was gonna happen. And like if I were to pair this, like for like rewatchability, I'd say yeah, I definitely will watch it again. It's a medium type of scale for me. I would
Mhm.
watch it again in October. Like I'd have a double feature. I'd watch, Frankenstein, The Bride of Frankenstein, and watch this. Like that's my double feature.
Yeah, I was going to ask you
Um,
that actually, but you already did it yourself. So the whole double feature thing, because you always ask me that. So
I have a funny thing I'll share my screen with.
okay.
So here's my Gute scale breakdown. Enjoyment is 3.5 out of 5. Critical is a 4. Rewatchability, like I said, it's a medium. I can watch this again in October. The monster factor was a 9 out of 10. I mean,
Oh wow.
just the little things here and there, just the color wise. I kind of expected it being a little more greener, but with him having like the more grayer, dead cadaver side. I thought was pretty cool. Like the
Yeah.
hands, like the strength, and just the emotional side. I just knock it a little bit, so a 9 out of 10. But Del Toro as a director is definitely a 10 out of 10.
I like this Gute scale breakdown. That is fucking. I like that. Now I'm gonna have to fucking do that myself. The Ron breakdown. That's pretty fucking cool. I'm stealing your idea. I like that. I like that. That is pretty cool. So that's a good review. Good review. I wasn't expecting that low. I was expecting maybe a little bit higher, but like I said, I didn't know if the Oscar Isaac thing and everything else, but you still a 3.5 you gave for enjoyment, right? 3.5.
Yes, 3.5, 4.
Yeah, 3.5 is still a very good review. Anything above a 3 is always good. So
I would definitely recommend this to anybody who loves, like, it's not a horror movie. It's more of a gothic kind of, like, I don't know. It's not a rom-com, but it's like a tragedy. It's a gothic tragedy.
yeah, yeah. Okay, I'll go ahead and my review. And for my double feature, I would I would probably have to do probably a triple feature. I'd probably have to do Frankenstein, Dracula, and Nosferatu, because I really, really enjoyed the Luc Besson Dracula. I thought that was actually an interesting, different take on Dracula. For enjoyment for this movie, I literally loved this movie. I walked out of the theater and I was just like in a great mood. I was like, I'm so glad I saw this on the big screen. I'm so glad I got to do what Gute does and actually see one of these movies on the big screen. It was so enjoyable. I thought visually it was stunning. I thought it was eye candy. I love the colors. I love the acting. I didn't mind Oscar Isaac's acting. Yes, they probably could have picked somebody else, but it didn't take away from me. I really enjoyed his acting. The acting of the monster was stunning. His look was interesting because it was a different take. It wasn't all corpsey and disgusting. It was actually a very beautiful, like, work of art type of monster. I thought that everybody in this, even Christoph Waltz, was great. The music, beautiful, great story, tragic, sad, a little bit of comedy here and there too. There was a slight little comedy here and there, but mainly more of a serious movie. I was really, really enjoyed this. I would recommend this to anybody, and I would have to give it enjoyment, and I'm probably gonna get shit for this, but I give it enjoyment of a 5. I actually give it enjoyment of a 5 for this, because I really do like the Frankenstein story. I would take this over Mary Shelley's Frankenstein, Kenneth Branagh's version. I still do think the originals are great. I love the originals. They're fun to watch because those are the classic monster movies at the time. But yes, I would have to give this a 5. And if people give me shit for this, I'm sorry. It was so enjoyable to me. I can't wait to watch it on Netflix again. I'm probably going to watch it on Netflix. I'd like to go see it on the big screen again, but it was a beautiful movie. I thought the ship, just this immortal life of this character, how brutal he was, how tragic it was, and just, him losing basically his father, just like it. I believe that happens in the book where he basically labels him as his father because he created him. So critically for this movie, I'm going to probably go over this. I'm going to give this a 5. This is my favorite Guillermo del Toro movie. I really enjoyed this. And I've been thinking about this for the last couple days since I saw the movie and what I'm going to give this. And I was really curious what you were going to give this, because I know me and you have similarities on the movies that we like and stuff like that. But I was knocked out. It knocked out of the park. Critically, this was beautiful. Guillermo del Toro's direction is great. He always does attention to detail. Beautiful, tragic story. He's good at writing, because I know he's also the writer of this too. I think he writes most of his movies, actually. So I don't think there's ever been a bad movie from Guillermo del Toro. I don't think there ever has. I remember when he was also part of The Hobbit. Remember The Hobbit was going to be made, and it was supposed to be him, but then it kind of went back to Peter Jackson. I would have loved to see his version, because it would have been interesting to see his monsters, his creations that he does with movies and everything, because he's so visually stunning with every movie he does. But
Did you like Pinocchio?
I haven't seen that one yet. Did he actually direct that, or did he produce it?
I think he directed it.
I haven't seen that yet. Is it good?
It's on Netflix. I haven't watched it.
I'll have to give it a shot. If it's on Netflix, I'll go ahead and give it a shot and take a look at it. Because I've seen a lot of his older movies. Kronos, great horror movie. Devil's Backbone. Because they're all in the Spanish language. And Pan's Labyrinth is a beautiful movie. And I think Pan's Labyrinth is known to be one of his best movies of all time. I believe that's the highest rated movie of Guillermo del Toro. But this, to me, I love these monster remakes have actually been really well done in the last couple of years, because lately movies have sucked. And I'm so looking forward to Robert Eggers' version of Werewolf, because I know it's supposed to be one of his most brutal movie, and I cannot wait when me and Gute actually review that one. I will see it the day after Christmas, waiting for that one. So, what are you laughing at? I am.
I'm flashing back to me going Christmas night to go.
I know, but it is a Christmas movie. I mean, it has a Christmas tree. I mean, we were talking about in Lethal Weapon last night. If it's got something Christmassy, it's a Christmas movie. So I'm actually going to watch Nosferatu on the week of Christmas. I will do that because we talked about it last year when we did the review. It says, are you going to make this a tradition to watch every Christmas now? And he's like, yep. So
that's me.
Yep, I will be doing that. It's going to be a new Christmas tradition to watch Nosferatu. God, I'm going to hell. But I mean, seriously, it's this movie was great. This is a 5 out of 5 for me. I was afraid to give it, but I'm staying true to my opinion, and I truly loved this movie. I can't wait to own it. I know it's a Netflix movie, but every once in a while, Netflix does make movies available to the Criterion Collection, because I noticed The Irishman and some other movies like that. So if they do release that, because I know Criterion Collection's been releasing a lot of Guillermo del Toro movies, if they buy, I will buy the 4K version and buy the hard copy of this, because this movie was beautiful. So a 5 out of 5. I almost said 10 out of 10. That's not a review, but yeah, 5 out of 5. But this was so fucking good. I'm glad that we finally got to do this hot take of it. I hope you guys really enjoyed this. Goot, is there anything more that you want to say before we knock out this bitch or whatever?
Smack that hoe. Yeah. So yeah, when you folks roll out the trash cans tonight and it starts moving, don't pull Victor Frankenstein. Actually talk to it and try to teach it some things if it's a monster. So roll out the trash can.
Yes. And also make sure to hit that notification bar and also hit a like. And if you really enjoyed our episodes, check out all our episodes. Me and Gute do a lot of episodes together. We do one every couple of weeks when we can. I think we have some more down. Oh, me and him are going to be doing something also with Adam, and we might have a special guest, depending on time and everything. But we're going to be doing a movie that probably nobody's ever fucking heard of called Tapawingo, which is actually stars John Heder, I believe, Napoleon Dynamite.
John Heder, yep.
I believe it's got Billy Zane. I know there's
Gina Kershaw.
Yes, and also a podcast favorite of ours that me and Gute have both known to listen to. Chad Duke's doing a role in it. Curious to see how that turns out. So that is actually going to be one of our Christmas episodes, and we're really looking forward to touching on that and seeing how bad this movie is or how good it is. I don't know. I guess we will truly find out. So make sure you check that out, and thank you for joining us, and we'll see you all later.
Peace.